The good news is, now that we have the Supreme Court decision, it's behind us. Hopefully this will be the last question about it for all of us.
His victory in a residency challenge makes Rahm Emanuel the frontrunner to be the next mayor of Chicago. But the dispute is part of a larger doubt that his opponents are looking to plant in voters' minds. Simply put, is he Chicago enough to be mayor of the Windy City?
I own a home here, I vote from here, I pay property taxes here. Hey guys. Hey, how are you?
This is Monica Davey of the New York Times. When he left Washington, Mr. Emanuel had proven himself a master of the D.C. game. First as an advisor to Bill Clinton, then a top leader in the House of Representatives, before becoming chief of staff to President Obama.
For nearly 2 years, I've begun my workday with Rahm. I have ended my workday with Rahm.
Mr. Emanuel was born here and elected to Congress from the North Side 4 times. Surely, many thought, running for mayor would be an easy glide compared to shepherding health care reform through Congress. But that's hardly been the case, a fact his opponents have been all too happy to point out.
We ought to point this out. There's an arrogance in the way that campaign's operating, and I don't think that's Chicago. Look, this is a local mayor's race. A lot of his money has come from around the country. I don't know how much here, but most of it from around the country. A lot of the people that come in are celebrities.
If anyone has been absent in action or AWOL, it's been Rahm Emanuel.
When Bill Clinton visited in mid-January, the criticism actually increased.
And for him to parachute into Chicago to support a candidate who probably does not live here is just bad. Thanks for being here.
Carol Moseley Braun, the former United States Senator and presidential candidate, is one of Mr. Emanuel's main rivals.
I love this restaurant.
Her support is strong in the African American communities, but it's weak elsewhere. Gary Chico is another contender, vying with Mr. Emanuel for establishment support. He was a chief of staff to Mayor Richard M. Daley, but his problem is name recognition.
Our research shows, and when people know my story, that Chicago background that we talked about, the jobs that I've taken on, and other aspects of my life, we go way up.
Whoever get the most press, that's what I know the most about. You know what I mean?
Mr. Emanuel gets a lot of press, but it seems that it hasn't all been helpful.
The way he's gone about the process has been totally corrupt. He hasn't lived in Chicago. He didn't follow the rules to run for mayor.
This is the same political cog that's been going on and on, so I don't see anything changing there.
Do you feel like so? But you're thinking about Rahm Emanuel as one of the two that you kind of like.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I got to meet him.
In the end, the residency issue could rebound in Mr. Emanuel's favor. His ballot troubles have made him seem a bit of an underdog, a surprising position for someone who was such a powerful Washington insider just a few months ago.
Let the voters make this choice. It should not be the choice of a bunch of insiders deciding who the voters get to pick from.
He's not shying away from his Washington ties, not in the least.
There was no candidate for the job of chief of staff who would meet the bill as well as Rahm Emanuel.
As early voting begins this Monday, Mr. Emanuel has a strong lead in the money race. He's raised 4 times as much as his nearest competitor, and he has a well-oiled campaign machine that looks something like Barack Obama's in miniature.
Let's see, last week we had over 54,000 voter attempts.
We're calling to ask him if you're planning to support Mr. Emanuel in the upcoming mayoral election.
You kind of just got to get the tunnel vision and just worry about what you can do, you know?
Perhaps most surprising, he's done it all with only a few flashes of the combative side the nation has heard so much about.
But wait a second, Maria. Just wait. Okay. That's what I say to the kids at the dinner table. Just Dad wants to finish one comment. Okay, just here. I'll answer both of these questions, then I'm done. I have some more new campaigning to do.